President Biden is proposing his massive $6.8 trillion budget for fiscal year 2024. He did so yesterday. Republicans say it is dead on arrival. The proposal includes more than $5.5 trillion in tax increases over the coming 10 years. The president claims his economic plan is going to save money for taxpayers. Watch this.
All the things are going to help folks go to work, generate economic growth in our nation, and still take care of their families. The point is that every time I talk about things, people talk about it like this is an overwhelming burden on the taxpayer. It's going to save money for the taxpayers. No, it really does. Save money for the taxpayers and generate growth. That's how the economy grows.
We are expecting a contraction, not growth, for the economy later this year. And joining me right now is Americans for Tax Reform President Grover Norquist. Grover, it's great to have you this morning. Thanks so much for being here. I want to get your take on this budget.
Absolutely.
Let me just tell you that Maya McGinnis from the Committee for a Responsible Budget says that the budget will borrow $19 trillion, wow, until 2033. It will increase the debt to GDP ratio to 110% by 2033, more than the record set after World War II, Grover. What stands out about this budget from your standpoint?
Well, it's a massive increase in spending, and it's also an effort to it threatens smaller businesses, your stock portfolio, your 401k, your IRA. What's very interesting is that the president repeatedly said, look, I'm never going to raise taxes on small business. It was one of his promises. The other was he'd never raise taxes on anyone who made less than $400,000. This set of taxes does all that. It takes the corporate income tax higher than China's. It takes the individual income tax, which is paid by many small businesses that pass through organizations. That takes it up almost to 40%. This is going to hit many, many small businesses, many, many independent contractors. It takes the Medicare tax up and dramatically increases it, which also is going to hit small businesses and pass-through organizations. This is an assault on small and medium businesses. If you have in your portfolio Fortune 500 companies, you will have less money after this is done than before in your life savings. Your life savings will be torpedoed by Biden's tax increases. He likes to talk about spending, and what was scary, I thought, in his talk, he said, you know how the government grows? The government spends money, is what he just said in that little bit. He seems to think if the government spends money, you get rich. He's never visited Argentina.
Well, that's exactly right, and that's what he's been trying to do since taking office, spend money, $5 trillion in borrowing just in a year and a half, the first year and a half of his presidency. I want to get your take on what the Americans for Tax Reform has to say about this brand new budget and get specific about the tax increases, because they're finding that if the president's proposal goes through, it will raise the corporate income tax to 28%. That's higher, like you just said, than Communist China's 25%. But you are also reporting that after adding state corporate income taxes, the combined federal state rate under Biden amounts to 32%. You're also pointing out that workers bear an estimated 70% of the corporate income tax. Grover, walk us through the tax increases. Capital gains tax, he's talking about all the way up to 45%, Grover.
They're looking to take the capital gains tax higher than what it takes you back to Jimmy Carter's level of capital gains. And we've already are approaching Jimmy Carter's inflation with the same policies. Now he's going to give us Jimmy Carter lack of growth with a capital gains tax, which was viewed as so horrific that a bipartisan Republican and Democrat Congress beat Carter and cut it almost in half. That's how bad it was. The Democrats now want to go back to what they recognized as stupid and destructive in 1978.
So, I mean, we're talking about capital gains. That's everything. You sell stocks, you sell your home, whatever capital gains you make, he wants to take it from 20% all the way up to 45%?
It is an amazing increase on capital gains. It is going to be devastating to people trying to save for their future, trying to sell a house, a home, land, stocks. This is a very, very damaging attack on people's ability to save for their future. So he wants to take money, which impoverishes people as they get older, and you won't have as much of your life savings as you thought you were going to because Biden taxed it away. And then he's going to give you a little bit of money on the side, and you're supposed to be happy.
Well, money is mobile, and obviously people are going to come up with proposals to lower their tax bill if these are the numbers that would actually stick. What would be the impact on the economy, Grover?
The easiest way to reduce your tax burden is to don't invest, consume, and don't work, take time off. That's what happened before the Reagan tax cuts. People were working less and investing less because taxes were so high. It just wasn't as much, it didn't make it worth it to put the time and the effort in if the government was going to take so much. If you look at the blue states, they're on the personal income tax. If you're doing well, you're going to pay over 50% in California, both to Biden and to the governor out there. The two of them will take half of your income. And same thing in New York. Same thing in New Jersey. Minnesota's joined the particularly stupid tax club recently and pushed theirs up to where you will drive people over the 50% rate.
Well, we've talked a lot about all of the spending of this administration, $5 trillion plus borrowing in just the first year and a half, 2 years. And the spending fight that is about to take place. We're going to be speaking with House Speaker Kevin McCarthy shortly on whether or not he has seen any opportunity to rein in spending. But this spending in the next year would stretch to $6.9 trillion, according to this budget. That's about $2.5 trillion above pre-pandemic levels, or 55%, Grover. So there's obviously no appetite to rein in spending. And by the way, in this budget, there's no plan to save Social Security. We're expecting Social Security to go insolvent within the next 10 years.
This is not a serious budget. This is a political ploy. He wants you to look over here and say, look at all the goodies I'm going to give you for free. And by the way, 3 rich people are going to pay for it all. He forgets that he's attacking the 60% of Americans with a 401k or an IRA. He's hitting millions of small businesses. He wants to act like this is free money because it just comes from a handful of billionaires who couldn't possibly pay for all of his spending. This is to try and buy votes in the next election. The Republicans will not allow either the spending spree or the tax increase. What we do need to wonder about is, as we argue over the debt ceiling, the president has done nothing to rein in spending, and the Republicans in the House and enough people in the Senate to filibuster can extract some spending restraint. We got a lot 10 years ago when we negotiated with Obama. We took spending down $2.4 trillion over a decade. We need to do something along those lines. And Biden negotiated that agreement. So he understands that it can be done.
Well, we'll see. We'll speak with House Speaker Kevin McCarthy in about 30 minutes to talk more about this. Grover, thanks very much for laying it all out for us. We so appreciate your time.